2023 Mercedes-Benz S500 4MATIC, courtesy of Mercedes-Benz of Hagerstown in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So we are in this one today because the S-Class, of course, is the pinnacle of automotive luxury, simply put, and there are some minor changes for the 2023 model year as well. So ultimately, in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so MSRP for the Mercedes-Benz S500 will start at $114,500. I'll put the price as tested as well on the screen there, but powering the beast is a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder with a mild hybrid system, cranking out 429 horsepower at 6,100 RPM, 384 pound-feet of torque, coming in at 1,800 RPM. Power is going to be sent to all 4 wheels through the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. Power is sent to the ground through a 9-speed automatic with paddle shifters, which we'll give a shot a little bit later in the video here. 0 to 60 time approximately 4.9 seconds according to Mercedes-Benz, but I actually saw the car and driver clocked it in at 4.5. So Mercedes-Benz always tends to under-promise and over-deliver in the end. MPG numbers then coming in at 20 in the city, 28 on the highway, taking premium unleaded fuel. And so before we do any kind of fun paddle shifter or acceleration test here in the S-Class, I wanted to mention to you guys the drive mode. So there's some buttons called dynamic, kind of just underneath the infotainment screen there. That's how you're going to go ahead and adjust the drive modes. They will include Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Individual, adjusting things like the shift points, the throttle response, steering sensitivity, and the suspension settings as well. And so now having got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find this straight away. Let's put the acceleration and paddle shifters here to the test. Let's see how quickly the paddle shifters are going to react for us, and also let's see how quickly we can get this one here up to speed. All right, so we are in sport driving mode here. I did just hit the paddle shifters a couple times, so we're also in manual shift mode, and here we go. Wow. That is insane. Not to mention, you guys probably heard nothing there because this car is ridiculously quiet. The quietest car I've ever driven, without a doubt, hands down. That was a fun acceleration. Paddle shifters were pretty darn quick as well, but really the acceleration, you could feel it in the pit of your stomach and you could feel it in the back of your head with these insanely comfortable pillows. Even with that acceleration being as ridiculous as it was, it's still possible to fall asleep because these pillows are 100% where it's at. But anyways, that was insane. To go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so, of course, you will find 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes coming standard. 60-0 stopping distance actually comes in at 134 feet, which honestly isn't the best number out there, but it's kind of to be expected for the S-Class. The Mercedes-Benz usually does an amazing job with their braking feel. I will say the S-Class braking does feel different than most other Mercedes. So it has a much softer feel, which is to be expected. This isn't a race car. This is the pinnacle of luxury after all. So it does come to more of a limo type of stop as opposed to that instant throw your whole body forward kind of a stop, because again, it's not a race car, it's a luxury car. So it does have that softer braking feel. So I personally don't have any issues. It feels like it is supposed to feel like in the S-Class. That's how I would put it. But then touching on suspension and handling, this is where it really gets good. Independent front and rear suspension, of course. Adaptive damping suspension as expected at this price range, if you're unfamiliar with that. Essentially what that is it monitors each shock absorber individually, not only adjusting to the road imperfections, giving you a smoother ride, but it's also going to tighten up the suspension during heavy cornering, really giving you the best of both worlds. That is something I always look for in cars, and it gets better because there is an aromatic semi-active suspension as well. And so what do I mean when I say semi-active? It means when you're going at higher speeds, like 52 miles per hour right now, that suspension is going to automatically adjust, aka automatically lower at higher speeds, giving you better aerodynamics. And therefore when you slow down, it can also raise to give you a little more ground clearance as well. So when you're going out that hump to your driveway, or I don't even know what the technical terminology is to that little bump before you get in your driveway, but things like that, it's going to automatically raise up at lower speeds. So I like that, and you can tell the ride quality is insane. Easily the best ride quality I've ever experienced. I mean, I've tested the S-Class before, so it's not like I didn't know what to expect here, but it is the best ride quality out there. I can tell you guys that. And you know what else is the best? The lack of cabin noise. There is No exterior wind noise whatsoever coming into this thing. There's no road noise whatsoever. We're going 53 miles per hour right now, and you probably couldn't even tell because this is such a freakishly serene cabin. It's insane, and it's due in part because there is an acoustic laminated front windshield, of course, but there's also an acoustic laminated front and rear door glass. So the front door glass a lot of times is optional on other luxury vehicles. The rear door glass is almost non-existent with other luxury vehicles, but it comes standard on the S-Class. So that's what I'm saying. The S-Class is the pinnacle of luxury because it does things like that, giving you that serene cabin. So I love that. As far as visibility goes, it's a sedan. You could pretty much already know what to expect there. Perfect visibility out that rear view mirror. So I've had no issues there. But not only that, for forward visibility, the S-Class, of course, also has rain sensing windshield wipers, meaning whenever it detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you, just like automatic headlights. So one less thing you got to worry about there. And there is a 3D technology package. It goes for $3,000. I wanted to mention that because with that, you get an augmented 3D navigation display up on your windshield. So it's a head-up display, but it's augmented reality head-up display. So that is pretty darn cool if you wanted that option. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2023 Mercedes-Benz S500 4MATIC. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2023 Mercedes-Benz S500, finished in the most creative color name I have ever come across, labeled black. That's right. So anyways, as always, let's go ahead and start with where this one is actually made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter W, signifying that this one is actually built and assembled in Germany, as it should be for the S-Class. So definitely a big fan of that. So let me go ahead and touch on what's new, because it's not much for the 2023 S-Class, but there are some new colors for 2023, which now puts us at a total of 21 different color options available for the S500, and that is a lot. So a lot of other manufacturers will do 6 or 7, but 21 here for the S-Class. But let's go ahead and start up front here. Luxury line is going to be what you are currently looking at. There's a luxury line and an AMG line in terms of exterior styling. AMG line goes to $4,300. That's going to give you some more aggressive styling throughout the exterior of this one, including a more aggressive front fascia as well. So Mercedes crest on the hood, that's one of the most recognizable indications that this is an S-Class. Adaptive cruise control sensor integrated into the front grille as well. To the sides, full LED headlights will come standard, meaning both low beam and high beam with LED daytime running lights. Get the automatic feature with that as well, meaning they're going to turn on automatically for you when it starts to get dark out, along with automatic high beams, meaning if you have your high beams on at night and since it's a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically then bounce it back up to high beams. So I absolutely love that. So in the end, definitely a very recognizable front end of this one. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the side, and let me start with chrome window surrounds. Do come standard, and the doors themselves are absolutely amazing on the S-Class for a couple of reasons. First off, the door handles go flush with the body when you're actually in motion, but then when you're parked, they actually pop out, so you're easily able to get in and out of this one. So kind of a unique feature there. But not only that, you do get soft closed doors with the S-Class as well, meaning if you just get the door slightly close to the body, it's going to kind of have this vacuum type suction that's going to automatically suck in the doors for you. So if you don't close them completely, the car is going to close them completely for you anyway. So that is pretty cool. But then take a look at the side mirrors. They are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. They will be heated with LED integrated turn signals. They are also auto dimming and power folding then as well. Do also like the chrome accents you can find throughout the exterior of this one, including on the side skirts as well as on the door handles, since I didn't touch on it previously. And then taking a look at the wheel setup, the standard setup is going to be 19-inch twin 5-spoke alloys, but there are plenty of different wheel options, including 20 and 21-inch sizes and designs available. And then if you were to go with the AMG line, you're actually going to get 19-inch AMG specific alloys. So plenty of different wheel setups. But now making our way to the back of this one, LED high mount stop lamp will come standard. You got some chrome trim tying together the taillights, of course. LED taillights, by the way, do come standard. You got some Mercedes-Benz kind of logo within the taillights, and I love all the individual LEDs. They're so bright back there, and the design to them are instantly recognizable. It's like nothing else. The little individual LED lights back there that make up the entire taillight is such a cool design in my personal opinion. But anyways, you also have LED license plate lighting, and just below it all, integrated dual exhaust outlets with chrome tips. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. So, but now since we are around to the back of the S-Class here, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, first let me start by saying it is a power trunk. That does come standard. There's a button on the key fob, there's a button on the driver's side door, and there is a button, of course, on the trunk itself as well. So then once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 12.9 cubic feet. You can also find LED cargo lighting back there. There's a 12-volt power outlet. There are actually tie-down anchors, which most of the time you will not find in sedans, but a lot of times you'll find them in SUVs, but very rarely are they in sedans, so I like that. There is some netted storage, and actually, to my surprise, if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will actually find in-floor storage, which again is another one of those features that you typically will find on SUVs, but not ever on sedans really, except for the S-Class. But then making our way up to the rear legroom, there is a ton of it, 43.8 inches to be exact. For reference, I'm even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. There is a power rear window sunshade and power side window sunshades as well. So if you are a vampire, this would work out perfectly for you. There's your rear center armrest with cup holders and a tablet holder back there as well. Of course, you have rear ventilation, not only in the center, but kind of to the sides, just in front of those rear doors as well. So plenty of rear ventilation, more so than you traditionally find in a lot of the competition. So I like that. Did want to mention a package option since we're in the back seats here though. There is a warmth and comfort package that goes for $3,800. That is going to add rapid heating rear seats, heated and ventilated rear seats, memory settings for those rear seats, which is incredible. You never find memory settings in the rear seats, and actually heated armrests as well. So that is quite a bit added to the rear seats. If you are a rear passenger, you slope in so much into the seat. It makes for probably the most comfortable rear seats I've ever experienced, besides the Maybach that I sat in last year. But anyways, that's besides the point. It's essentially the same car but fancier. But anyways, then make your way up to the front seats. 12-way power adjustable front seats do come standard, heated and ventilated front seats as well. They are also multi-contour front seats with the massage function. So yes, you can get a massage in those front seats if you wanted it. Rapid heating front seats do come standard with a leather finish, and so there is a Napa leather finish so available. If you wanted that, that adds an additional $2,290 for certain color options, and it actually goes up as high as an additional $5,500 or so if you wanted more of the rare color options, I guess you could say. But as you can imagine, the seats are incredibly comfortable. Absolutely no issues finding your perfect driving position, not to mention the incredible pillows on the headrest really made this the most comfortable drive I think I've ever sat in. But anyways, let's take a look at the steering wheel here. Of course, it is tilt and telescoping. It is power adjustable. It is leather wrapped, and I love that it is wrapped in white in our particular spec today, because it is a very rare case that you will see a white steering wheel. A lot of times, most of the time, even if you have a white interior, you're going to find a black steering wheel. So love the look of it, and it is heated with the warmth and comfort package that I just mentioned. But so then making our way to the startup, let me start by showing you guys the key here. You do have all of your buttons located on one side of the key. It is a very heavy duty key. It has a nice weight to it. Lock button is going to be that Mercedes logo on the top. Just below that, you got the unlock button, and then the button to pop the rear trunk, of course. But if you wanted a remote start, that can be had by simply downloading the Mercedes Me app, and then you can have the remote start paired to your car, and there is a keyless entry with the push button start. So all I'm going to do here, simply put my phone on the brake and press that engine start button located just to the left of that infotainment system. And so once started up, there is a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that will come standard, which is completely customizable by using the steering wheel mounted controls found on the left side of the steering wheel. If I were to press that home button, I have the choice between a bunch of different loadouts as well, including a classic loadout, exclusive, sport, and understated, which completely changes the look of those gauges, not just on the gauges, but also on the infotainment screen as well. It's going to give you a different kind of graphic up there. So I absolutely love how the gauges completely change the look of everything in this car. And personally, I think the sport gauge looks absolutely amazing, but even the exclusive, it's such a high-end look. And again, it changes the graphics on the infotainment screen as well. So Mercedes-Benz does a wonderful job with their gauges. Probably, I would say, easily the best looking gauges available out there of any other brand right now. But anyways, now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality here. Panorama roof is going to come standard, so even the rear passengers can have their view of the sky as well. LED interior lighting, of course, coming standard. You have a frameless rear view mirror with HomeLink controls, so up to 3 different garage doors found on the bottom portion of that. Dual zone climate control will come standard. Illuminated door sills also coming standard. Then 64 colors of ambient lighting, and this is ambient lighting like I have never seen before, like anything that I have ever tested on any other brands, because it is almost a graphic display as opposed to just an LED light strip kind of thing. Because take for example, if I were to turn up the heat, it's going to kind of pulse in red. If I were to turn down the air conditioner, it's going to kind of pulse in blue. It's going to go all the way across in the middle here, all the way onto the front doors as well. It's such a cool look. And like I said, there's 64 different color options and themes, so you have a ton of different options. So 100% with the ambient lighting. I've always said Mercedes-Benz does ambient lighting better than anybody else out there, and I still stick to that with the placement of it, with the brightness, with the color options, and with the little dances that you can make the ambient lighting do. It's absolutely amazing. But wood trim options are going to come standard, and there's plenty of them, and since they're authentic wood options, no two of them are going to look alike. So it is essentially a unique look to every single wood grain finish in this thing. So that is pretty cool. Wireless phone charger does come standard. And if I were to pop open the glove box here, not only is there a very smooth felt interior finish to that glove box on the inside, but there's actually a scented air freshener that you can replace in there that does come standard on this one as well, which is pretty darn cool. So anyways, just below the infotainment screen here, again, you got your wireless phone charger, you have dual cup holders, a little bit of rubberized storage, a couple phone charging ports as well within the center armrest. Then you have a couple more phone charging ports. As far as overall interior quality goes, it is unbeatable. So when it comes to the wood finishes, the ambient lighting, the soft touch materials absolutely everywhere. The fact that you can get a heated armrest, which is so rare, you never hear of that. Even just behind the infotainment screen, there's a little bit of hidden storage behind there. Mercedes certainly did not overlook any of the details in this thing. But anyways, let's still go ahead and make our way to that tech screen that I keep mentioning. 12.8-inch color touchscreen display does come standard. Bluetooth and audio streaming coming with that. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, that is wireless for both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So no need for any wires in this thing. You gotta love that. Factory navigation system is going to come standard. You can adjust your climate control settings up there as well, along with your ambient lighting settings and your radio information. So when it comes to the sound system, there is a 15 speaker Burmester sound system that does come standard with aluminum speaker covers and 710 watts. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. Let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. That's great. There is nothing wrong with that sound system whatsoever. 15 speakers in a sedan is definitely overkill. Plenty of bass, plenty of clarity. Again, the speaker covers are all finished in aluminum, so it's very high end as well. So that sound system was brilliant for the S-Class. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the S-Class in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard, of course. But not only that, you do have that surround view monitor found to the left as well. And there is even parking assistance where you could just search for different parking spaces, select which one you wanted to enter, and then you can actually select if you want the vehicle to pull in or back in. It's absolutely insane and one of the coolest features on here. But anyways, that as always is going to lead us into safety. And so to start, front side curtain airbags do come standard, driver's knee airbag as well, and rear side impact airbags to go along with that, which isn't always standard. Also in the back, you're gonna have latch, aka lower anchors, tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but then also coming standard, Mercedes-Benz emergency call, attention assist, dash cam, adaptive cruise control, cross wind assist, a blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert, evasive steering assist, lane keep assist, lane change assist, emergency stop assist, and like I mentioned, Parktronic then as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the S-Class, this thing is extremely quick to start with, excellent ride quality as well, very, very serene cabin, the quietest ride without a doubt I have ever experienced, absolutely brilliant interior quality, and that includes the ambient lighting, which is absolutely unmatched. Nobody can beat the ambient lighting in Mercedes-Benz. Even the safety on this thing is absolutely incredible, including that Parktronic where the car actually parks itself for you. It's absolutely insane. If there was any room for improvement, I would say, is that there are so many options with the S-Class that can easily get very, very pricey from that bottom price of $114,000 and some change. So not that that's necessarily going to bother the buyer of this particular car, but I'm just putting it out there. This thing can go up in price pretty darn quickly, dependent upon the options that you choose. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the new S500 in the comments section below. And that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much.